USA. Good crowd here, as usual, over 40,000. Getting a little bit warmer as the day has gone on. Temperatures in the 50s. And in lane 6, as promised, Team USA.
We see Brianna Nelson here as the leadoff leg. This is her first appearance at Penn Relays as an emerging elite. Last year she was here as part of Texas's winning team on the 4x4 at Penn Relays.
And right next to them in lane 7, as you would expect, Jamaica.
Interesting team here. Day, Hall, Leroy, and McPherson. Three of these young ladies were part of the 4x400 meters last year at the Commonwealth Games that brought home the gold medal. So Jamaica is contending in the 4x4 relay.
Take a look at the lane assignments. We saw Team USA in lane 6 and Jamaica in 7. For more on the two-time Olympic gold medalists who will be running the anchor leg for the USA women here in the 4x4, let's go on the field and check in with Carolyn.
Paul, in speaking with USA head coach Dennis Mitchell, it really becomes clear just how invaluable veteran leadership is to this team to guide the next generation of great runners who are starting to bloom. And he told me he's so confident in a leader like Dee Dee Trotter that he can literally say at practice, 4x4 girls, go over there, Dee Dee, and turn his back and know that she's going to do what she needs to do. She's going to motivate them. She's going to help the girls get comfortable in the system. And he said, you know, the same goes for Justin Gatlin with the 4x1. These veterans, Wallace Spearman among them, are with the young athletes all the way into the call room before a race when Mitchell isn't there. He told me he simply could not think of trading that kind of leadership.
Dee Dee Trotter is really an inspirational athlete, and I got to speak to her yesterday as well, and I've run with her for quite a few years. And she's rebranding herself and really running for the people for the next couple years. She's really excited about sharing her gift and her talent with the world in a way that's different than the way she's done it in the past.
What's the best thing about her as a runner that you noticed, not only as a fan watching her, but you said that you've run with her and trained with her as well?
She is a very intense athlete. She's not going to give up. No matter what happens and what position she hands that stick off of, it's still going to be a race when Dee Dee Trotter gets that stick as the anchor leg.
Wagwan, my favorite people, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if it is your first time here with me, ensure to hit that subscription button, and to my subscribers, thank you so much for your unwavering support and continue doing so. So in today's episode, what we are going to witness is not just about another relay race. It is a breathtaking display of courage, teamwork, and raw determination. 4 women, 1 baton, and 1 shared dream. Ensure to stay tuned, and all credit goes to the original broadcaster of this video. Stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to come back with further insights.
And when you get to age 32, what sort of talents can you rely on at that point, as you maybe the body not quite what it used to be, but hopefully the mind sharper than ever?
Well, you're smarter, and your work ethic is just as strong as it was when you were a young athlete, and that's where I think she has the advantage. She knows exactly what she needs to do to be successful at that level.
The first young lady in lanes all the way, the second young lady who run that turn in lanes, and then break from the ball.
Nike women's 4x400 meters. Dee Dee Trotter will be running the anchor leg. USA, either red or the blue team, has won this event each of the last 15 years. Running the lead off for Team USA, Brianna Nelson. The youngest of the 4 running for Team USA, 22, an All-American at the University of Texas last year.
Christine Day from Jamaica is really putting in an outstanding run. We'll see if we can't get a split on her.
Christine Day, outstanding job for Jamaica. Hands off to Patricia Hall with Jamaica well in the lead.
Patricia's also 32 years old, so she's going to be running from a place of experience.
Patricia, 2006 All-American while running at the University of Tennessee. And running in the lead here in the second leg of the Nike women's 4x400 meters.
In second place from Canada, that's Fawn Dorr. She was an All-American while at Penn State in the 400-meter hurdles. She's been here many times as a collegiate athlete running that 4x4 relay.
Jamaica in first, Canada in second, and Team USA in third.
Well, that's little Shapri Romero, formerly from the University of Arizona. She didn't even know if she'd run competitively in college till Fred Harvey got his hands on her. She turned out to be an outstanding college runner. Excellent second leg for Shapri Romero from the USA team.
Anastasia Leroy from Jamaica, age 27, in the lead. And Janelle Hayes just behind for Team USA. Canada has slipped back to third place.
Well, Jamaica has a lot of experience. The ages of these athletes, 28, 32, 27. You know, when you're around that long, you run in a lot of races, so they certainly are the more experienced bunch out there.
So for Jamaica, Stephanie Ann McPherson running the final leg, starts out in the lead, just ahead, comfortably ahead of Dee Trotter.
Dee Trotter for the U.S.
Keep an eye on Dee Trotter's last 200 meters. Dee tends to chill at the beginning of the race, but really build at the end, and nobody closes like Dee. Dee can close on the best of them, like Sanya Richards-Ross and Francina McClory. Just watch her tempo and watch her rhythm as she comes down the home stretch.
Stephanie Ann McPherson holding on to the lead right now for Jamaica. See what Dee Trotter can do coming down the home stretch.
Dee said her training's been going well, and she's looking to put down a good race here.
Too much of a lead for Jamaica, though. Stephanie Ann McPherson cruises. Jamaica cruises to the win in the Nike Women's 4x4.
Jamaica expected to put out a fabulous time here. Nelson, White, Birchall, McGregor, their squad. Scotland, they will be quick as well. Singapore and India, and the Indian squad with their tails up. Who knows what they can do? On paper, they may qualify, but frankly, with the advantage of some fabulous results bolstering their spirits this morning by other members of their team, we may see India outperform themselves here. So, the Jamaicans, lead-off athlete, that's Nelson, just adjusting her blocks. England took gold 4 years ago on the Gold Coast ahead of Jamaica, and Nigeria in third.
Well, they're still going through their preparations, so let's return our attention to this hammer competition. Meanwhile, the women getting ready for the first of the two semi-finals, top three in each going through to the big showdown.
Well, Jamaica were champions in Scotland in 2014 in those wonderfully organised games in Glasgow, but beaten by England. Bit of an upset that 4 years ago. They'll want to get back on the top of the rostrum, but first they must get that baton round these four athletes. Baton speed is critical. The changeovers need to be smooth, and you can quite often in relays get a squad of moderate talents defeating a squad of super talents if the changeovers are strong. If you can maintain baton speed through keeping it really smooth changeovers, then you can quite often get some rather strange results. Here's the lead-off athlete for the India, Chand. She'll hand over to Das, then Nanda and Iraji. On the outside, they can focus on their own job. The Indian record, 43.37. Singapore go in lane 6. Pereira will hand over to Zaini, then Chandran and Liu.
In lane 5,
Scotland, always good carriers of the baton at the Commonwealth Games. Matheson, Rees, Malone and Spence, their quartet.
In 4,
The Jamaicans, well, they start as favourites here, surely, with Nelson, White, Birchall and McGregor making up their foursome. Their national record, 41.02.
In 3, Azapani, Richards, Sifuna and Wingfield.
Here is the Maltese quartet, and the lead-off runner, Azzapardi. She'll hand over to Richards, Kikluna and Wingfield. And then the Maldives on the inside with Hussein, Mohammed, Hassan and Mohammed again making up their foursome.
The first 3 automatically make the final, plus the next 2 fastest across the 2 hits.
Well, the second fastest time ever is by Jamaica. That was last year at the Olympic Games, 41.02. Only the USA have ever gone under 41 seconds. Anything down in the low 42s is very, very crisp. And in fact, only Jamaica have been down there. The Scottish record, for example, 44.35 is the Scottish best this season, 44.35. The first of 2 heats in the women's 4x100 meters. Then the first 3 teams go through by right to tomorrow's final. Maldives in 2, Malta 3, Jamaica going 4 in the yellow, Scotland in 5, Singapore 6, India 7. Away they go, and already Jamaica making up ground on Scotland. Centre of picked at Jamaica, almost up alongside Matheson of Scotland. It's been a brilliant leg from Nelson. A safe changeover, not a fast changeover from the Jamaicans. The Scots pretty much matched them, but down the back straight, the second leg runner from Jamaica moving really well at the moment. That is White. Sheehan's that was a good changeover from the Jamaicans. Scotland in second, going really well. On the outside, India going pretty well too. It's Jamaica from India at the moment. India having a really good run here. Their backs are up as Jamaica taken over on the final leg. Down the home straight, looking really strong. It's McGregor now, storming away with this. That's an 8 or 9 metre winning margin. India comfortably second, Scotland in third, and a really close battle for the 4th places there. But 43.66 by Jamaica there. Well, it was a safe squad that got it round well enough. Let's hope there are no red flags and that all the changeovers were good for every team. But that was a huge winning margin and an equally huge gap behind India, Rob.
Yes, Scotland getting the best of that battle for the 3rd spot. Wingfield was finishing very quickly for Malta on the anchor leg. The Indians had a very sluggish changeover from 3rd to anchor, but how well did they go down the back straight? They've taken second. Scotland have gone through by a couple of tenths of a second. Singapore and Malta very, very close behind, but we will see the Scottish quartet in the final. The Jamaicans are so good. They've got such a great reputation. The Olympic champions, the silver medalists in Eugene, gold in Glasgow, and they've got Elaine Thompson-Herah, who they can draft into the final. Not a bad name to add to the list, a 4-time individual Olympic champion.
Yeah, Thompson-Herah has looked superb all week, hasn't she? Getting fitter all the time. That was a safe changeover from the Indians on the outside. I expected a little more from Scotland. I thought they'd be closer to India, that's for sure. But look at this changeover from Scotland. Oh, awful changeover, final changeover there from Scotland. Looked to me like the outgoing runner went off a little bit early for them. That was Spence. Indeed, they're only just ahead of Singapore, and you'd expect from a world-ruled squad like the Scots a bigger margin. But they are through safely. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, so
Jamaica,
good, the
India
Jamaicans.
and Scotland.
So good, the Jamaicans. You could see Spence coming under a little bit of pressure there for that 3rd spot with the fast finish of Wingfield from Malta. Watch this last changeover for the Indians, just on the left of picture. Took them a while. Can't quite see her, and also, as you said, it was a little bit sluggish from the Scots, but poetry in motion, the Jamaican quartet, and they will be smarting after finishing second to the United States in Eugene. But despite the fact that we've got great teams going in the second of the heats, England as the defending champions, the Jamaicans would surely line up
for this final of the 4x100 meters relay. We saw drama in the heats yesterday, trying to get the baton round. You see, this is at the 2nd changeover point, so from the back straight into the bend. And here's the Canadian team, going to be led off by Savannah Blair into Diana Proctor, Odiaza and Tedka. For the Swiss team, Timea Rankel into Leah Thalman, Chloe Rabak and Alicia Massini. And the Jamaican team, so slick with their baton changes yesterday. Shinoya Michaela Douglas leading off into Aaliyah Baker, Brianna Campbell, and Ilana Reid bringing it home. For the US team, this is Jade Brown leading them off. She will hand to Santera James, Avery Lewis, and Taylor Schneer bringing it home. Alexandra Stoilova will lead off the Australian quartet, handing the baton to Tori Lewis, silver medalist in the 200 yesterday, Olivia Rose Inkster and Jessica Milat. And for the Puerto Rican team, Legne Echevarria, handing into Frances Colon, Amanda Andino, and Karina Franceschi. For the Ukrainian team, this is Anna Karandakova. We'll hand it over to Diana Miroshenko, Juliana Stepaniuk, and Alina Kishkina. The Polish team, Olivia Zimolag, she will hand over to Klaudia Kristatek, Inga Kanitska, and Jagoda Zukowska. Pattern changes so crucial. It was a good start for the US team. They are blazing around, trying to make up the ground on the Jamaican team outside of them into the first changeover. Good changeover for the Jamaicans. A little bit sticky on the Americans. That enabled the Australians to get back into the competition on their inside. Here's this changeover. Again, great changeover from the Jamaicans. A good changeover and better, I think, from the Americans. Swiss team are also right up in there. This is where the Jamaicans were ahead at this point yesterday. And the American runner's gone too soon. That puts the Australian team in the lead, but Alana Reid, a look across, puts it into full throttle charging for that line and brings home that gold medal for Jamaica. It is the Swiss team celebrating a bronze medal performance courtesy of the baton exchange on that final exchange for the American team. We get another look at that. That is Avery Lewis coming in to hand the baton to Taylor Schneer. I think it might have been that Taylor Schneer went a little bit too soon. There is the result. It was a gold medal performance for Jamaica. Australian taking the silver, and the Swiss team, and you can see what it means to them to take that bronze medal.
When you watch an Olympic or World Championships senior relay 4x1, you have to remember that they train all year round as a squad together. These have qualified in the last few weeks and have maybe only trained together since they got into Lima. So it's a little bit rough and ready at times, and the checkpoints and the takeoffs also betray a little bit of nerves of youth, don't they? I think when we watched the USA on this last leg, that's what happened.
Yeah,
went too soon.
I think we are also hearing that there is a changeover under review for the Australian team at the moment as well. We did see yesterday just how well the Jamaicans did exchange the baton here so you can see the outgoing US athlete Taylor Schneer does go a little bit too soon there, and she has to stop, break down, don't exchange the baton in time. That exchange was good there for Australia, and for Jamaica, extremely slick. Swiss chasing hard at this point. I don't think they could believe their luck, but Alana Reid really away clear, has time for a look across just to check who is there for company inside. And it was the Australians in that silver medal position.
The Australian handover was this one. I think it was way long. Oh no, it's the second one. It's 2 to 3. There was a bit of a juggle here as well. They'll laugh about it in future years, but not tonight.
They really won't tonight. That was a smile. It was a little bit of a taunting look almost, isn't it, across from Reed, Alana Reed there. She knew that she had it. So just to have a look here, this is that baton change of Australia that was being looked at. You can see they need to exchange that before they get to the yellow line. That is the yellow line now hidden behind the caption. And no, they are across that yellow line before they exchange the baton. It has to be in the hand of the outgoing runner, doesn't it? So it has touched a hand there. They're struggling for it.
Welcome back once more, and please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, and let me know what you think about this race. So if you can agree with me, this race is not just about another race. It is a breathtaking display of courage, teamwork, and raw determination. 4 women, 1 baton, and 1 shared dream. Every stride, every exchange, and every second could decide who walks away with the glory. This is the women's 4x400 meter relay at its absolute finest. As the starter's gun echoes around the stadium, the opening runners burst from the blocks with explosive speed. The atmosphere is electric as thousands of spectators rise to their feet, sensing that something extraordinary is about to unfold. The first 400 meters were fiercely contested, with every athlete determined to give her team the perfect start. The first baton exchange is executed with incredible precision. There's no room for hesitation because a fraction of a second can remain tightly packed, refusing to allow anyone to break away. The second leg quickly turns into a tactical battle. Athletes begin making bold moves around the bends, testing one another's endurance while carefully conserving enough energy for the closing stages. Every overtake sends waves of excitement through the crowd, proving that no medal position is safe. By the third leg, fatigue begins to creep in, but these world-class athletes refuses to surrender. Their determination becomes evident with every powerful stride as they fight to keep their teams in contention. The gap between the leaders remains incredibly small, keeping everyone guessing who will emerge victorious. Then comes the most anticipated moment, the anchor leg. The final runners receive the baton, carrying not only their team's hope but also the expectations of an entire nation. The pace immediately intensifies as the leaders sprint shoulder to shoulder, each refusing to blink fast. As they approach the final bend, the stadium reaches fever pitch. The roar from the crowd grows louder with every step. One athlete launches a breathtaking surge while another responds with remarkable resilience. Neither is willing to give in. Into the home straight they charge. Their faces reflect determination, exhaustion, and an unwavering desire to win. Every stride becomes more powerful than the last. The finish line is now only meters away, but the outcome remains uncertain. In a thrilling climax, one team finds an extra burst of speed at exactly the right moment. Their anchor runner powers across the finish line to secure a magnificent victory, while the remaining teams also deliver performances worthy of admiration. The celebration begins immediately as teammates embrace after executing a race. That perfectly demonstrates that beauty of relay competition. This race reminds us that championships are not won by speed alone. It is won by flawless baton exchanges, tactical intelligence, and the willingness to fight until the very last meter. Every athlete played a crucial role, proving that relay Relay racing is the ultimate expression of teamwork in athletics. Whether you are a lifelong track and field fan or watching relay racing for the first time, this performance leaves a lasting impression, if you can agree with me. It showcases why the women's 4x400-meter relay remains one of the most dramatic and inspiring events in the sport. So if you may agree with me that in this race it was quite outstanding, it was quite stunning, and if you can remember, after the opening lap, the first baton exchange became critical. The runner execute their handovers with precision, because even the slightest mistake could cost vulnerable time. The leading team remained separated by only a few meters with no clear favorite emerging. When we went to the anchor leg, delivered exactly the drama fans were hoping for. The leaders battled stride for stride, refusing to surrender. The crowd erupts as athletes enter the home straight, where every step could change the outcome. Some runners produced an incredible finishing kick, while others fight desperately to hold their position. So if you remember quite clearly, that this race reminds us that championships are not won by speed alone. They are won through trust, flawless baton exchanges, as you have witnessed, and tactical intelligence, and with the willingness to fight until the very last meter. Every athlete played a crucial role, if you may agree with me, and proving that relay racing is the ultimate expression of teamwork in athletics. So if this race taught us anything, it's that championships are made through unity, resilience, and the courage to keep pushing when every muscle says stop. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification for more unforgettable moments from the world of athletics. All credit goes to the original broadcaster of this incredible video, and please subscribe and show me some love, and let me hear what your point of view is when it comes to this type of race, and see you in the next video.